Alright guys, we're gonna provide solution to this given question where you have roots I plus roots minus I. So solution to this given question. Solution. Okay, so we are given square root of I plus square root of minus I. So we need to find the value of this. So ordinary I here is not normal letter we are used to. So this I is called imaginary number. Okay, imaginary number, and we can only obtain, we make use of this in complex number, and this I, we have value for that to be square root of minus 1. Okay, now the question now is that each of the I you have here in the term here, are you going to replace that to be root minus 1? Okay, so you don't have to do that, you cannot even do that because that will not help in solving the question. Okay, so that's not what you are going to do. All right, so if that is the case, then what else will you do for you to get the solution to the given problem? Okay, so what we're gonna do is that let's consider each of the terms we have here. So starting from the first one, consider square root of I. Okay, I'm starting from this one now. So of course I can be written as square root of 2I over 2. I'm sure we all know that because eventually these two, we cancel these two, then you left with I, so nothing changes here. Okay, now so we have square root of 2I over 2, and from the rule of sort, that can be written as root I then over 2 over square root of 2 rather. Okay, so that is what we have for that. Okay, and again that can be written as 1 over root 2 times square root of 2I. Okay, then from here, now I want to bring this out, square root of 2I. Okay, why am I introducing this? The main purpose here is for us to remove the square roots from here. I'm talking about this place. We only need to remove the square roots, and for you, the only thing that can remove square roots for you to square both sides, and this is an expression, this is not an equation. You can't square both sides here because you even have one side here. All right, so if at all what you have here is an equation, that's when you can actually square both sides. So but this is an expression, so meaning that you have to find an alternative method of you removing the square roots, and that is what we're going to look at here. Now starting from this square root of 2, I want to do a kind of manipulation here which is actually correct, so you just have to follow that, listen very well for you to get that. Okay, you have to be attentive while solving this. Yeah, so for square root of 2I, I want to introduce number here, 1 plus 2I minus 1. Of course 1 minus 1 is 0, so then you have your 2I back, so nothing changes as usual. Okay, then from this side again, this one can be written as 1 squared. All right, 1 squared is 1. Then 2I can be written as 2 times 1 times I. I'm sure we all know that. Then minus 1, don't forget I told you from here that I is equals to root minus 1, and what that means is that I squared is equals to minus 1. That is the meaning. Okay, so anywhere you see minus 1 for something like this, now you can replace that to be what? I squared. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is replace minus 1 here to be I squared, so there won't be need of minus again because I squared will actually give us what? Minus 1. Okay, having something like this, if you check this very well, this is just like you having something like a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so when this can be written as a plus b all squared, so by the time you compare this, you can see that a is 1, then b is what? Is I. So what you have inside square root follows this rule. Okay, so by implication I can rewrite everything there to be 1 plus I all squared. Okay, 1 plus I all squared. Now, so let me now go back to this. Don't forget we started from here. Let's call this to be equation 1. So, and we obtained this. Okay, so we obtained this one here. Okay, so now this is 1 over root 2, okay, times square root of the square root of 2I. We've gotten that to be 1 plus I all squared. Okay, And now you can see now the square here can actually take care of the square root. And for that to happen, you must have plus or minus here. Then you have root 2, 1 plus I. So this is the result we obtained for the first one. So let's call this to be the result of equation 1. Okay. Now we consider the second expression, which is consider square root of minus I. Square root of minus I. Okay, so we do the same thing with this. So you introduce 2 here. So this is minus 2I then over 2. And of course, we can break this down to be minus 2I over what? Root 2. Okay, and that can also be written as 1 over root 2 times square root of minus 2I. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing for minus 2I here. Square root of minus 2I here can also be written as 1 minus 2I plus 1 minus 2I minus 1. Okay, such that 1 minus 1 is 0. Alright, and again, so the one you have there can be written as 1 squared, and 2I can be written as 2 times 1 times I, and again minus 1 can be written as plus I squared. Alright, and again, when you have something like this, a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, that can be written as a plus a minus b squared, a minus b squared, and that's what we're gonna use for the expression above. So meaning that you have square root of 1 minus I all squared. So it's as simple as that. By replacing square root of minus 2I now to be root 1 minus I. Sorry, this is I. The one here is I and this is 1. Okay. So let's replace what you have here there. So you have 1 over root 2 times square root of 1 minus I then all squared. So and again the 2 we cancel square roots, but then again you must have plus or minus there. Okay, for that to satisfy, then you have 1 minus I all squared. Is that taken out? So this is what we obtain. Let's call this to be equation 2. This is what we obtain for the second expression. And don't forget, from the beginning we are looking for the sum of the roots I and roots minus I. So we just combine we add the two equations together. The first one, don't forget, this is what we obtain for that. Okay, so by implication, square root of I plus square root of minus I equals plus or minus 1 over root 2 1 plus I. So there's no need of square here again because that has taken care of square roots. Okay, then plus or minus again 1 over root 2, then 1 minus I. And it is obvious here that you can actually factorize 1 over root 2. Then by implication you left it 1 plus I here, and the other side you have 1 minus I. And of course plus I here we chop minus I, that will take care of each other. Then you have plus or minus 1 over root 2 in bracket of what? 1 plus 1. Okay, so this is plus or minus 1 over root 2 then times 2. Okay, and again we don't like to leave the answer like this having square root at the denominator. We prefer to rationalize to be in standard form, to be in a good form. So by the time you rationalize here, you have 2 times root 2 then over root 2 times root 2, and of course square root of 2 times square root of 2, that will give us 2 plus or minus. So this will take care of this. So eventually I have the answer to be what? Plus or minus root 2. So which is the solution to this given question now is what? Plus or minus root 2. So if you have a better way of solving this, you can drop that at the comment section. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you.